Rah. Come on, man. Come on, live stream. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to live stream on okay. All right, bam, there we go. All right, so today is going to be talking about what we can do in order to secure and solidify long-term business through content creation. Yes, I know we've had this conversation about content creation many times before, but I want to talk more on the YouTube form as opposed to the Instagram, the TikTok, or any other short form platform, because I think YouTube, what YouTube does is YouTube actually offers something that many platforms don't. I mean, we obviously have all heard of YouTube University. We've all heard of getting your PhD or your doctorate in YouTube. If anything that you want to learn, you can definitely learn it on YouTube. And that's one of the things that I think YouTube has over any other social media platform is that they're not just a social media platform, they are also a search engine. But not only are they a search engine, YouTube actually makes it easy for you to create content on their platform by using their features. And what I want to do is I want to go over some of their features. Something that I think prevents me from making content a lot of times is knowing what type of content to produce and knowing who to produce it for. Not only that, but also where do I put this content, and is anybody going to like or watch this content? And I believe that what YouTube has done recently with their inspiration tab is they've basically given you some insight on what would work well on your channel based off of your previous videos and based off of your audience as well. So how many of us pay attention to our analytics? Does anybody pay attention to their analytics through social media platforms? I know through in my other social media platforms, I do not pay attention to analytics at all. I'm just going to say that I do not pay attention to analytics at all. The only place I pay attention to analytics is over here on YouTube, and I know what's working on YouTube. I know them 213.3 watch hours in the last 28 days is fire. Let's go. I've been getting those bad boys up as much as I possibly can. Another thing that I want you guys, so one of the things that I want y'all to think about as you guys are kind of going through, I want you to think about using the shorts, the trending audio in the shorts. The trending audio in the shorts is always going to get you a lot of great views, as you guys can see here. It's got a couple of different views over here. But I don't want you to think that that's going to count towards your monetization status, because in order for that to count towards your monetization status, you're going to have to get 10 million views within 90 days. That is a very difficult thing to do. And again, they pretty much show you, where your peaks and stuff like that are. Okay. But that's not what I wanted to show you. I want you to, when you go to YouTube Studio, okay, you can go to it on your phone, or you can go to it on your laptop, desktop, or your computer. I want you to just go to content, and then I want you to go to content inspiration. Okay. So this right here is where you're going to find all of the information that you need to create and build out your YouTube platform. Not only are you going to find the inspiration for the content that you should create. Let's look at the first one, How I Found My Therapist, a personal journey. You can also take the thumbnail idea. You can take the thumbnail idea. You can develop your idea even more. You can develop your idea even more. And then not only that, they give you the title, A Personal Journey, and then they also give you the description, as you guys can see right here. A candid exploration into the personal journey of finding a therapist will be undertaken. The challenges and the triumphs encountered along the path to securing mental health support will be shared, offering relatable insights for viewers. They start you off already. Question-based hook. Have you ever felt completely overwhelmed, like you're drowning in your own thoughts, but have no idea of where to begin? Looking for help. I was there, feeling lost and unsure if finding a therapist was even possible. In this video, I'm sharing a raw, unedited truth of my journey to finally getting the mental health support I need. Let me ask you a question, okay? So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can do this as a voiceover with some B-roll, but I would probably recommend you doing this as a conversation, as a conversation piece. So like you sitting down, finding a nice background that you can probably be consistent on, and then having that conversation straight to the camera, literally using this question-based hook. Now, this is a lot to remember. What's a way that you can remember all of this and make sure that you say all of this? Can anybody give me an idea of how you can get that done?
That is it an app that's like a teleprompter?
Yes, there's definitely an app that is a teleprompter. Of course, there is. There's definitely an app that's a teleprompter. You can also use CapCut. CapCut, if you pay for premium, CapCut has a teleprompter as well in it. So you can use that. You can have that as an option. And then not only that, what you can do is benefit oriented hook. Okay, so you can kind of go into one of these. So it's giving you some different options of the hooks. Let's go into the benefit oriented hook. Imagine feeling under Imagine feeling understood, validated, and equipped with tools to navigate life's toughest challenges. That's what finding the right therapist can do. I'm taking you through an emotional roller coaster of my personal search, the roadblocks, the breakthroughs, and everything in between, so you can feel empowered in your own path to well-being. Okay. Let's go to the intrigue mystery hook. For years, the idea of therapy felt like an insurmountable mountain. I didn't know who to trust, what to ask, or even if it would truly make a difference. But then something shifted. Join me as I reveal the unconventional twists and turns that led me to the therapist who changed everything. So there's a couple of different hooks that you guys can go through on here. They're not only going to give you the hook, they're also going to give you the whole entire outline. So y'all, you literally have a director that is encouraging you through this process of creating content. My unspoken struggle, the initial internal battle, admitting I need help, overcoming stigma, the surprising trigger and seemingly small event that pushed me to act, the fear of the unknown. What even is therapy? Where do I start? And what we can do is we can actually take all of this, we can put this in the chat GPT, and we can ask it to give me a run of show, give me an idea. Not only that, because one of the things that we want to do is we want to make sure that our content that we're creating long form through YouTube is going to be engaging, is going to be catchy, it's going to be vivid and vibrant. We want to make sure that all of those things are done and we're catching our viewers' attention. The best way to do that is we can take everything that we see in here, put it into Chat GPT, and Chat GPT can give me angles. I have two cameras, a straightforward camera, and then I have a side angle camera at a 45-degree angle. Give me some different angles and some different dramatic effects that I can add to this video that would enhance the experience of the video, increasing viewership, viewers retention, because that's the idea of YouTube, is we want to make sure that we're capturing our viewers attention for an extended period of time. So we want to take this and put it into Chat GPT. So that's what we're going to do right now. What we're going to do is we're going to take this, put this into Chat GPT. All right. So help me to create a long form video for YouTube using this YouTube inspiration. Ooh. Okay. Copy outline section. Oh my God. Stop. All right, here's what I need to do first. I hate that it does that. So I'm gonna paste it in here. Sometimes I can press the enter button to like to go down, sometimes it doesn't let me push the enter button. It be being weird. So I've got my outline, I got my hooks. Which one of the hooks did y'all like the best? Question-based, benefit-oriented, or intrigue/mystery hook? Sorry, I'll pick one for you. Okay. So we got the outline titles. My search for a therapist, no more gatekeeping. Okay, I like that title. Finally got help my journey to finding the right therapist. Okay. All right, so let's see what Chat GPT says. There we go. Slow zoom on a still reflective shot like the one you uploaded. Light piano or ambient music plays, voiceover, on screen, moody lighting, flashbacks, or images of isolation, frustration, overthinking, voiceover. I think the hardest part wasn't even therapy. It was admitting I needed it. I grew up in a space where therapy was seen as a weakness, like something is wrong with you if you need help. So for a long time, I just kept pushing, smiling on the outside, dying on the inside, until one day something small happened that changed everything. Surprising trigger, voiceover. It wasn't a huge breakdown, no big emotional meltdown. It was a Tuesday. I was supposed to go out with friends and I just couldn't. I sat on my bed for 3 hours and that's when it hit me. This isn't normal. I need help and I have no idea where to start. So voiceover, 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 voiceover. So they keep giving me a whole bunch of different voiceovers. So I want to, so I'm going to say recreate this using, recreate this without voiceovers. This will be a single shot of me in front of a camera speaking. Help me with edits that I can make to the video to keep audience retention. To keep audience retention. All right, let's do it over. Direct to camera storytelling, single location, natural light, warm lighting, cuts every 20 seconds to main visual interest. So cuts every 10 to 20 seconds to main visual interest. Begin with a slow zoom or crop in for intensity. Show large, bold subtitle of the opening question and a soft, lofty beat or ambient hum over your voice. I was there. And for a while, I didn't even think therapy was for me. Too expensive, too complicated, and honestly, too much pride. Edits. Punch in slightly on the word pride. Add minimal captions to keep words bolded. Expensive, complicated, pride. Before you could even look for a therapist, before I could even look for a therapist, I had to get over myself. I grew up around people who saw therapy as a weakness. Just pray about it. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. But I wasn't. Edit tips, flash quick phrases as overlay text. Just pray about it. You'll be all right. Midway through, shift camera to slightly different angle, even if it's just 10 degrees to reset visual energy. Are y'all tracking this?
Yes.
Are y'all tracking? I hope that y'all are tracking this. I hope that y'all are tracking this. Flash screenshots. So not only this, so like if I wanted to if I wanted to do this and I wanted to add some B-roll in here as well to kind of keep the audience attention, what's the platform that we use for B-roll?
I use Opus Clips.
You use
I
Opus
use
Clips
Opus or either ChatGPT. I use those two.
Well, if you're so Opus Clips is if you are taking your long form and creating it into small form, into short form. This is like the long form video in and of itself. So what could you use in order to add video to your in order to add B-roll to your long form video? Unless you can just pull B-roll from Opus Clips, which I don't know.
Well, it gave me an option the other day to add B-roll to that thing that I did last week with the cards. So
Oh,
I did
really?
that and they gave me some great B-roll clips.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. Well, so another platform, don't forget y'all, Pexels, Pexels is the B-roll king. Okay. So if we want to add more B-roll to our video, we can go to Pexels. Okay. So every 15 to 30 seconds, jump cut or crop in for emphasis. Every 90 seconds, switch the camera angles slightly. Key moments, add subtitle quotes or bold text. Heavy points, pause and add music, swell or silence, transition, use soft zooms, fade, or text cards. So it's literally giving you the steps that you can take in order to edit. One of the things that we know about us as solopreneurs is it's very difficult to do all of the jobs that is required of us. But if we use AI in the most productive ways, we will find that it will be much easier for us to it'll be much easier for us to get what we need to get done, right? So using AI, and I'm going to tell you guys this: if you have not already, you need to go and listen to Earn Your Leisure, Rashad and Troy, and you need to listen to their Social Proof podcast interview, as well as their Breakfast Club interview. More so the Social Proof podcast interview, because they talked about a lot of insights in terms of what's going to happen at InvestFest, and more information about AI and the development and the growth of AI. We have to know that EYL, Rashad and Troy are the leaders of the new school of entrepreneurs, financial literacy, and information. If I were to ask you all this question, this is something that they said during the interview: who is the biggest voice in Black culture? Who would y'all say that person would be? And before you answer, I'm going to say this. Think about all things Black culture. I'm talking about from the churches to the schools to the prison systems to politics to music to everything. Who is the person that comes to mind when you think of the biggest voice in all of Black culture?
Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z.
Some big names. I don't agree or disagree. So the person they said was Charlemagne the God. Is there any truth to that?
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that? I'm gonna tell you why I think there is a lot of truth behind this. Because number one, they are the biggest. He is a part of the biggest media platform in Black culture. The Breakfast Club. There's no other medium or media platform that is bigger than the Breakfast Club. When you talk about numbers that the Breakfast Club does, I don't think anybody does numbers as big as the Breakfast Club does on a daily basis, 5 days a week. I don't think anybody does numbers bigger than they do. Another reason why I think that's true is because Charlemagne is very relatable on on the front of social economics and also in the realm of politics. When you think about politics, who are some of the people that discuss and talk about politics and informs the Black culture of politics more than Charlemagne does? I can't think of anyone that has done like just from and I may be a little bit biased in this because I listen to him every single day, but when I think about people who are, I'm sorry, when I think about someone who is delivering news of value and challenging the status quo, challenging both parties, not afraid to be critical to both parties and independents, very informed, very knowledgeable. He's the person that comes to mind when I think of economics, politics, does a lot of work in schools, written 3 books, not big into sports, but he reps his Gamecocks and his Dallas Cowgirls. So when I heard them say that, I was like, man, that makes sense to me that he would probably be to me the biggest name in Black culture when it comes to media, particularly thinking about his impact in that political realm, and the effect that he has politically with his voice. Because even one of the things that they talked about was they what is it? Conservatives go to the Breakfast Club in order to reach the Black culture. But not only that, when they want to have someone speak on behalf of Black people, the person that they go to is Charlemagne. And David Shands asked a very important question directly after that. He said, how do you become the voice of culture? How do you become the voice of, your city, your town, your county? How can you become that voice? I think what we should all set out to do is to become the biggest voice in our areas and then challenge ourselves to amplify that voice and not just become the voice in our areas, but become the voice that everyone around us needs to hear. And I believe the most efficient way of doing that is going to be creating more content around the things that we like and using this prompt that we talked about today in YouTube, because this is going to this is something that I have to do even more myself, is to get more into creating this content and being and feeling more comfortable. And here's the thing, I actually had the conversation about how do I find my therapist? How did I find my therapist? I had that conversation. I had that conversation. And it was a process for me in terms of who it was that I was going to pick and what should I be looking for. And I ultimately settled and found one, and it helped me a great deal through a current time, through a time span of my life. And I need to find another one is what I need, because my therapist left. I need to find another one. So I'm definitely about to be on the hunt for another therapist. But y'all, what I'm going to encourage y'all to do is to go into your YouTube studio, go allow YouTube to give you ideas of what videos you should be creating for yourself, and create those long form videos and just hit post and don't look at the numbers right away. it's important that you look at the numbers, but don't get caught up in the numbers. Don't allow the numbers to distract you. Don't allow the numbers to discourage you and become diffident in your desire to record content. It's going to be uncomfortable at first. It's going to feel weird. And I'm probably just saying all of this to myself because these are all of the things that I think about myself and to myself that that prevents me from recording a lot of content. And I just wanted to put that out there to y'all, is to just to feel more at ease with, you know, creating the content. And the more you create, in order to get to episode number 100, you first got to start with episode number 1. So if you want to start and you want to amplify your voice and you want to amplify your reach, social media is going to be the way to do it. And I believe that YouTube is going to be the wave that you can do it on. All right. Anybody need help with something that they're working on right now?